afternoon, friends. It's Sunday afternoon. It's about 3:30, and I've been him-hawing about what I was going to cook for Sunday dinner, and I was going to cook spaghetti, but Brock's having a flare-up with his gout, and pasta is a no-no. So instead, we're going to do a barbecue chicken. We are going to do macaroni and cheese pudding, and I'll get to that in a minute, and a good old-fashioned green bean casserole. Now, this is the last book, Alicia, that you sent me. I got it in the mail, and I've been enjoying it. I've been reading it from front to end, and it is the American Heritage Cookbook. 500 easy-to-make recipes, complete and up-to-date, and I think it was edited in 1969, and it has amazing recipes in it. And listen, I don't have a baked macaroni cheese in my repertoire. And let me tell you why. Because it was something that my mom and my mother-in-law always made. So most of the times when the kids wanted mac and cheese, we just did a stovetop. Well, in here, I found a recipe, and it's called macaroni and cheese pudding. And I don't know why it was called pudding then. Maybe it was because of how it was cooked with the flour and the milk. I don't know. But that's what it's called, macaroni and cheese pudding. And we're going to make it together right now. So back here, I have 2.5 cups of elbow macaroni that I boiled, salted water and boiled, and it is done. Now we're going to make our sauce for this macaroni and cheese pudding. Okay, so you're going to want a warm skillet and 1/4 stick of butter. Fourth a stick of butter. We're going to give that a melt. Now I was looking through this, and it has a list of like dinners, and it has like the revolutionary Thanksgiving dinner and what they ate, and they had Lincoln's inaugural lunch, which wasn't much. It was like here it is. Lincoln's inaugural luncheon was mock turtle soup, corned beef and cabbage, parsley potatoes, blackberry pie, and coffee. So it said in the little story there that a lot of times he forgot to eat, that he was so busy with everything that was going on with the Civil War and things like that. I got a fly in here. That's what happens when you live in the country. You have flies that like to buzz by. So anyway, they said that oftentimes he forgot to eat. So that was his inaugural luncheon, which I thought was fascinating. So when it gets closer to Thanksgiving, I'll share that revolutionary Thanksgiving that they had. All right, so we've got our 1/4 cup of butter in here. Don't want it to burn. I don't have my heat turned up real high. Equal parts. So we're going to do a 1/4 cup of flour. We're going to get that mixed in. Okay. We're going to give that flour a minute to cook. A minute or two to cook down. So I hope you're having a nice Sunday. Yesterday, I thought we would be slower because close to us is the Circleville Pumpkin Show. Circleville's about an hour away. That's where Brock grew up. And they're having the Fall Festival of Leaves down in Bainbridge, which is about 15 minutes from us. So I thought with all those festivals going on, we will not be busy at the pizza shop. We were slammed. From the time we opened till the time we closed, we were busy. So, I don't know why, but yesterday morning before work, was my great nephew's birthday party. He turned 1, little Benjamin. We call him Benny. So we went to his birthday party. He was so cute. And he had his little cake, and he would pinch it off. Instead of eating it, he was feeding it to his mom. It was so cute. Then we went to work, and now we've just been relaxing at home, and I'm doing Sunday dinner. So we've got this. It looks like it's good and incorporated. Now to this, we're going to add, this is 2 1/4 cups of milk. So we're just going to add a little bit of this at a time. Just like making a white sauce bechamel. Okay. We're just going to add a little bit at a time so we don't get any lumps. There we go. I always use a wooden spoon. I don't know. My mom all taught me to make gravy and sauces with a wooden spoon. And I just can't seem to make them without anything else but a wooden spoon. I think it's because they're flat on the bottom. It does a good job. Get all those lumps and bumps out. And also, I love to put a wooden spoon in my pasta when I cook it. It keeps it from boiling over. So I just leave the wooden spoon in it all the time. Okay, so there's all that milk. 2 1/4 cups of milk. We'll go over the recipe later. Now, it just said to cook until sauce bubbles. Add salt and pepper, so we'll do that. Now, I added salt to my water. My pasta, always add salt to your pasta water. Salt. Oh, here's my pepper. Fresh ground pepper. So I watched a thing today called On the Kitchen. Have you ever watched The Kitchen? It's a cooking show. So Jeffrey that's on there was talking about always used peppercorns versus pepper in the shaker, because he said they sweep that up at the factory and use that, and you don't know what's been swept up in it. I was like, I don't know if I believe that or not, but it was something to think about. I don't know if it's true. You never know, do you? Okay, so this seems to be boiling. Not boiling. Starting to, get some bubbles in it. I'm going to let it go for a couple more minutes. Because I don't know how thick it's supposed to be. So as you can see here, what we've got going on. Make sure I've got no lumps and bumps. The first gravies I made when we first got married, bless Brooke's heart. Whew. It was like paste. Bless his heart, he never said much. He never complains about anything I cook. Whatever I decide to make, he's happy. Everybody in the house always thanks me for dinner, breakfast, lunch, whatever it is. The kids have always said, thank you, Mom, after they eat for whatever I cook. No one complains too much. I mean, there's certain things I know the kids don't like that I'll try to make an alternative for them. I mean, Mason doesn't like Brussels sprouts, so if we have Brussels sprouts, I'll cook him another vegetable. I try to do things like that. But for the most part, no one complains about anything. Okay, this looks perfect. We've got those bubbles going like it said, as you can see. So I'm just going to shut my heat off. And I'm going to kind of clean up my kitchen. And I'm going to grab the next things. And we're going to build this macaroni and cheese pudding. And I'll be right back. Okay, so we're back. The oven is preheated to 400 degrees. Now comes the layering. And I'm going to go with the original recipe. I'm going to do it like it says. So I've got my casserole dish here, 9 by 13. I sprayed it with a little bit of nonstick spray to kind of help clean up later. And I've drained my noodles here. We're gonna do layers. So we're gonna do half of the noodles. And then it said 2 cups of cheese. I grated a whole 8-ounce block of cheese because we like cheese. So a whole 8-ounce block created 2.5 cups. So we're going to add a layer of cheese on. Now this is mild cheddar that I shredded. I think if you can, shred your own cheese, just because I think it has a better melt point than the cheese you buy in the store. And I used my little vegetable grater. I'll show you it. It's my favorite. It'll make a great gift. Okay, so we've got, make sure you can see what I've got going on here. So we've got our noodles, and then we've got a layer of cheese. We're coming in with our second half of our noodles. Now the only seasoning was salt and pepper. Madison asked me to put a little paprika in there. So I'm going to put a little bit in the sauce, but I really wanted to stick with the original recipe. But it's your recipe, so you can make whatever you want to do at home. I just want to try it out the original way first and see how it goes. Second layer here, the macaroni. I'm using a slotted spoon because I didn't get, there's always a little bit of water left in the bottom. Okay, here we go. Last set of noodles. Then comes that white sauce that we made. We're going to pour it right over top. just gonna take this sauce and pour it right over the noodles. Doesn't say to stir it or anything, it just says pour it right on top. So I'm just gonna go all the way around and make sure I get all of that in there. I'm sure it'll all bake down together. There we go. Now I'm gonna get all that spread out. It smells wonderful. All right, let me get that. Make sure I get all of my sauce here. I don't want to waste anything. This came together really simple, really easy. Not a lot of time, not a lot of ingredients. But you know, that's what I like. Mixing it all up here right in the pan. We've just got a couple dirty dishes here. All right, I'm gonna see, I'll find my book here. Oh, here it is. So I know it's 400 degrees, so I wanna see how long it said to bake it. 400 degrees for 35 minutes. Okay, now, the last step here is to sprinkle the rest of the cheese on top. It's gonna be so cheesy and delicious, hopefully. You could probably use any kind of cheese you want. Sharp cheddar. This is a mild cheddar. That's just what I had in my fridge. Okay. And then it said to dollop a little bit of butter on top. So get a butter knife here. I'll have a stray noodle. Get in there, friend. I'll cut some little pats of butter here. Should have already done this. Okay. Go. Dots of butter. Wow, Maddie's making quite a bit of noise over here today. Between her and Lola snoring. It's quite a rowdy house. All right, get some more here. There we have it. Now we're ready for the oven. Like I said, 40 minutes and we'll be back. Okay, friends, here's the part where we're gonna recap that recipe ingredients. So grab you a piece of paper and a pen. This is from the American Heritage Cookbook Alicia sent me, and I just stuck with the original recipe, and I'm about to tell you the ingredients that you're gonna need for, it says macaroni and cheese pudding. 2.5 cups of elbow macaroni, 1/4 cup of butter, 1/4 cup of flour, 2 1/4 cups of milk. I use 2%, use what you like. Salt, pepper, and 2 cups of grated cheddar cheese. It says cheddar. I used a mild. You could use sharp, Gruyere, whatever you want to do. I'm just sticking with the original recipe. So those are your ingredients. Simple, and a little extra butter to dot on top of the macaroni. Simple ingredients. It was super quick to throw together. You saw me do it. We're about to bake it and see what happens. All right, friends. Friends, this is one beautiful dish. Look at that macaroni and cheese pudding from the American Heritage Cookbook. It is boiling. It is super hot, but you know, I've got to try a little bite. I want to leave it to set up while the rest of dinner's cooking, but you know, I got to taste it for you all. First time making it. Look at that deliciousness. Oh, you know I'm excited. Listen, this is absolutely amazing. This reminds me of like some old school mac and cheese that my grandma made. This, friends, so easy and simple. Once you have this basic recipe now, you can go in and change it up, add what you like, take out what you don't. But listen, friends, this deserves a happy dance. macaroni and cheese pudding. You are a winner. Make it. You probably have all the ingredients in your pantry, or almost all of them. Friends. Woo-wee! We got a winner. All right. I'm gonna go. I'm waiting on the rest of my stuff to cook for dinner. So excited. Hope you have a great Sunday, friends. Thanks for stopping by and hanging out with me. Bye, friends.